Hey, it's Clay at ClayTrader.com, and I want to share with you my current struggle as a day trader. I'm going to show you some of my stock trading results that help illustrate and walk you through the current struggle that I'm going through. And I really just want to do this to be transparent, especially with you beginner traders, to let you know that, you know what, everybody struggles. Now, whether or not they're going to portray that or reveal that, I mean, that's a different topic, but you're not alone. It's part of the business. It's part of trading, and it doesn't mean you're not working hard enough. It doesn't mean that you're not smart enough. It's just trading is a very mentally challenging business. And right now, I've got some mental challenges going on, and this will sound arrogant. I don't mean for it to sound arrogant, but I mean, I do have at least enough experience where I'm realizing what's going on. So if you're looking for like mass bloodshed and for some sort of like big old losing month, I mean, you're not going to get any of that. But so I am still making money. It's a problem of efficiency right now. And it's a problem of, okay, Clay, we got to fine tune some things for what's going on so that, you know, you can just make your time, make your strategy as efficient as possible. Now, in order for this to all make sense, I want to give you a little background here and kind of take you on my little journey so all this makes more sense. And maybe I'll say something or you're like, okay, wait, yeah, I could see that being an issue. So even if you're not a beginner day trader, maybe you have experience, perhaps I'll say something or perhaps you can relate in a way that will help, you know, fine tune your strategy and make it that much more efficient. So background, I always read comments on YouTube videos. If you watch any past ones, I read them, I reply to all of them. And over the years, one comment I've gotten over and over again is, Clay, a lot of people, they can't do multiple entries. They can't do multiple exits, whether that be due to their account size or the pattern day trading rule. I mean, that's not very relatable. So therefore, Clay, I mean, your strategy just doesn't work. And my point is, listen, my strategy is technical analysis. I'm a technical trader, meaning, yeah, what you see is my personal strategy, but the underlying aspect is I'm still using the tool of technical analysis, level 2s, to generate the strategy. But I thought, you know, that's fair. I get it. You know, a lot of people, they can't do multiple entries. They can't do multiple exits. And I could do an entire video on government regulations and the pattern day trading rule, but I won't touch that. So it is a more than valid point that they were making. So in this video here, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to try for a month, and for 1 month, one entry point, meaning I enter into a stock and then I have to see what happens. It's either going to work out or I'm going to have to take the loss on it and just get out. But there's no multiple entries. There's no nothing. And I did that for 1 month because I wanted to just say, hey, look, I mean, it's not a matter of entry points. It's a matter of, do you have a true strategy? Are you reading the charts the right way? And like I said, I'm not going to go over that video as a whole, but you can see it here on the screen. And I'll put it in a link down below. But in that strategy, I had something totally unexpected happen. And I talk about that there. It was one of the lessons I learned was, wow, you know, I made respectable money, but only in 60 minutes. And I say only 60 minutes because up until that point, my goal every day was to be done by, you know, 11 a.m., right? So 90 minutes in, 11 a.m. Eastern, that is, and just be done so I can move on with my day because I trade not to trade, meaning I trade for the freedom. I get a lot of people to trade because I want the Rolex watch, the Malibu mansion, the Lamborghini, and that's cool. Like, I'm not judging. Go for it. I hope you succeed in getting those goals. But for me, it's just freedom of time. And that's why I was always like, yeah, I want to be done after 90 minutes, move on with my day. But like I said, after this, I was, whoa, wow, I made very respectable money. And again, I show the monthly results in that video if you want to watch it. But very respectable money, but averaging 60 minutes. So I thought, hey, you know, that's pretty nice, 60 minutes. So that got me on all right, well, I'm going to keep working with this strategy. I'm going to, you know, I'm not going to follow it exactly and say I can only do one, but I'm going to keep the core premise of it. And it's not like it was a brand new strategy. I'd done it before, but to do it exclusively for 1 month, I mean, that was the new aspect of it. And I wanted to keep on with it because, again, that time was very, very fascinating. And I'm not going to go through my entire life story here, but the point here being, that's where I'm at. I'm going through that, you know, the strategy and trying to really just focus on the time. Well, to 90 minutes, hey, it's looking like 60 minutes could work. And then it started to look like, you know what? I think 30 minutes could work. I mean, Clay, how awesome would that be? You can make good, respectable money in only 30 minutes and then go move on with your day. And I'm not saying this is what you have to do, but this is just, like I said, the background. So all this makes a little bit more sense for you. But I have 4 kids and I want to spend time with them. I want to just, you know, I'm trying to get into some other hobbies out there. I bought a bow. So I'm getting into, you know, archery, stuff like that. So it's just like, I just want to do other stuff. And if I can just be done with my day at 10 a.m. Eastern, 30 minutes, make a respectable amount. You know what? At this point, where I am at in life, I would be happy with that. So that got my mind really locked on 30 minutes. And then in this video here, and maybe you watched it. If you didn't, again, I'll put the link down below. But this documented my results from August. And in August, I had a big old loss. And the big old loss was because I found a great setup, and then I fell too much in love with it. So it's not that it was a bad setup. It was a great setup, but I fell too much in love with it. I went too big position size-wise, so my money management was off. And then it broke my heart. It didn't work out. And I mean, everything was fine. I just, man, it messed up the money management. And it ended up costing me and breaking my heart. So at that point, excuse me, I'm thinking, okay, well, I get it. Yes, Clay, it broke your heart. Your money management was off. But the psychology, like, why did you fall so much in love with it? And it's deeper than, well, because it was a great setup. Well, no, you've had other great setups, and you didn't go off the rails, and you did fine. So what was going on with that situation? And that is what really got my mind, turning and turning. And then after this month, September, it got me again, and I'm nailing it down. And I know why now. And it makes sense, and maybe you've been there too, but I want to, share that with you. But let's first go to my September results. So here is my broker, which just happens to be Lightspeed. And let's actually go down to... Well, let me first just show you August so you can see what happened in the month that broke my heart. Should stand out like a sore thumb when I scroll down here if you're not familiar with Lightspeed or just... so over here, this is the net P&L, meaning, that was my profit or loss after commissions and fees. But yeah, it sticks out like a sore thumb, right? $2,800 loss in one day. And I mean, down for the month, still made $1,800. So again, it's not like it was a bloodshed and I blew up my account or anything like that. I still walked away making money, but I mean, it would have been a whole lot more money had I done this the proper way. Again, I'm not going to go down to it. I'll just, at a very surface deep level, fell too much in love. My money management got way out of whack, and then it ended up breaking my heart. And like I said, if that had been a nice discipline loss, then this month would have been a much, much different result. But so that's the heartbreak, and that's what really got me thinking, all right, yeah, why did that happen? So let's go to now September results. And embarrassing, but whatever, we've all been there. You can see, and I'm not trying to hide, like I said, my goal here is to show you that it happens, and maybe this is what's going on with you, but this same thing bit me again. Right here, minus 1,500. Right there, minus 1,800. Now, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, right there, I still made money on the month. But it should have been a lot more than that. Again, I'm not saying these days should have been green. That's not what I'm saying at all. But those losses should not have been that big. So it just becomes a question of, okay, well, what is going on here? Why is this occurring? And maybe this has some sort of effect, and maybe this is maybe a root cause of one of your struggles, but it's the time component. And my logic in my head is going like this. I want to be done in 30 minutes. Maybe in your situation, for example, maybe you're at work. So you only have 30 minutes. You only have 45 minutes. You only have some amount of time because, well, then I got to get back to my normal job. But point here being, there is some sort of time element within your strategy where you just have to be done. And again, for me, I don't have to be done, but I really do. That is my goal right now because of the reasons I already talked about. I want to be done after right around 30 minutes. Or better yet, I want to average being done right around 30 minutes. For example, just, some days, even on Friday, I was done within, and I'm recording this on a Saturday, by the way. So Friday for me right now is literally just yesterday. I was done in like 20 minutes, and I made a respectable amount of money, and I was happy with that in 20 minutes. Other days, I'm done in 10 minutes. Some days I might be done in 40 minutes, but I really am watching the clock, and when it hits 10 a.m. Eastern, I really am striving to be done. But what is that's causing right now, and what I just kind of the light bulb went off is, I'm thinking, and maybe you're thinking the same way, well, because I only have this amount of time, like let's go. We need to trade. We need to get stuff going on. We need to make stuff happen. And when it broke my heart last month, where you saw that big loss, that was totally, oh wow, a great setup. And I mean, I only have 30 minutes, but I mean, let's just make this a killer 30 minutes. And I'm gonna go big because again, I only have 30 minutes. I want to be done after 30 minutes. And then the wheels fell off the bus. And then it happened again. I only have 30 minutes. So let's do something. Whoops. Okay. I only have 30 minutes. Whoops. and then it fell off the bus. Now down here, that was perfectly fine. That's just, I mean, you can't be right all the time. Even that $28 day, that was basically a losing day. It was a managed loss. I just happened to be able to, get out of the hole there and put myself green on the day. But that's okay. I'm not saying that, okay, my strategy is flawed. My mindset is flawed because I'm taking losing trades. No, losing trades are supposed to happen. But it is this whole time element that is really messing with me, and that I think this is a solution. Like, I just need to change my perspective. I need to keep things in perspective. So what do I mean by that? So point here being is, let's just take this number as it is anyways. Again, it should be bigger. That should have been a much smaller loss. That should have been a much smaller loss. Therefore, that number should definitely be bigger. But you know what I'm going to do, and I am kind of just talking myself, but like I said, maybe this can be a good trick that you could potentially use to build perspective within your strategy. But the trick goes like this. So again, 2,000, we'll call it $85. Let's just go $2,000, whatever. $2,000. And in the month of September over here, there were 21 trading days. And definitely, on average, it was 30 minutes a day, maybe even a little less, but let's just keep it at 30 minutes a day, because some days I went slightly over, other days I was actually quite a bit below, but we'll just call it 30 minutes. So let's do some math real quick. And again, I'm doing this for myself. I'm just happening to record it and put it on YouTube so that if you can kind of learn from this little mind trick that I'm currently performing on myself to build perspective, hey, if it can help you, then perfect. So let's go through the math here. As I said, 21 days. So we had 21 days and then 30 minutes per day. So how many total minutes was that I had actually traded? And that comes out to 630. All right, well, how many minutes are in an hour? Well, there are 60 minutes in an hour. So let's divide that by 60. So in other words, I was at 10 and a half hours, basically quote unquote working each day for the entire month. 10 and a half hours. That is the time scale that I was, looking to be done in. And how much money did I make? Well, I made the $2,000 to keep the math easy there. So, I mean, what do we do? Well, all right, if I made $2,000, and let's divide that by, well, how many hours was I actually working? Well, 10 and a half. So the question becomes, well, what was my, how much did I make per hour, right? $2,000 at 10 and a half hours. What does that actually equate out to? So let's do that. 2,000 divided by 10.5 equals $190 per hour. $190 per hour. So the question for me and the question for you becomes, whatever amount of money comes out in your calculation, I mean, how do you feel about that? Is that worth your time? And I can only speak for myself, but making $190 working from home in my pajamas, pressing buttons, I'm quite happy with $190. And again, $190, that's with my screw ups. So it becomes, Clay, why are you forcing stuff? Why are you letting you only have 30 minutes? If you just traded the strategy, I mean, that $190 should be a whole lot more than $190 because I should have made a whole lot more than $2,000. I mean, so let's just say I had actually gotten that up to $4,000, somewhere that's much more realistic compared to, what I actually had. I mean, that's all of a sudden a whole lot more, right? In fact, I'm going to do that now just because, hey, I'm going to rub some salt into the wound here. So let's say I made $4,000, which again, very reasonable considering if I'd have just behaved like I should have behaved within the strategy, divided by 10.5, $380 per hour. That is worth my time. If $380 is not worth your time, then, hey, that's cool. Well, all I can really say is well done in life. Like, you are killing it in life. If you're like, no, $380, that's not worth my time, then, hey, I'm not envious of you. I applaud you. Maybe we should talk and be like, hey, I would like to know more about your story because I'm motivated by that. Good for you. But for me, yeah, $380 is fantastic. But even $190, that's crazy. And $190 occurred with me letting Clay, you only have 30 minutes. You only have 30 minutes, voice get into my head and screw me up. Now, for you, the learning lesson may be if you're being honest and you're like, wait a second, my strategy is yielding me $4.75, $10 per hour. At that point, you know what? At least you now know that you probably have some efficiency issues going on with your strategy, right? And it might be something that kind of wakes you up that says, this isn't really worth my time. Like if your time is literally better spent doing something for minimum wage, then I'm not saying you need to give up. I'm just saying that would be a warning sign to you that maybe you have some tweaks that you need to work on. Or maybe you see the number and you're like, what am I doing? Why am I forcing trades? Like maybe you're exactly like me. Like that's ridiculous. You're being a greedy savage. You got to tell this voice to get out of here. No, you're not going to let me fall in love with the setup. You're not going to let me mess up money management because I only have a certain amount of time. So hopefully this can help you. And because like I said, that's my current struggle. You only have you only have a certain amount of time, voice. But when you put things into this perspective, it's kind of like, whoa, Clay, greedy savage. Even with your screw ups, 190. Imagine if you don't screw up, that could have been 380, probably even a little bit more. Because I could go through and fine tune it. But the general rule here is that is some sort of time component perhaps compressing on your strategy in one way or another. Maybe not exactly like me, but something similar. Maybe it's not. And in this situation, all I can say is, hey, thanks for watching. And I'm sorry I couldn't really offer you up any more value. And I've been doing this. I've been, ClayTrader.com has been around since 2013. I have a podcast and I've talked to hundreds at this point of people. And while, you can't say in every single situation, but in many times, if you really press, if you really dig deep enough, there's a time component there that's causing some problems. It's causing some struggles. And in some situations, like for me, it doesn't mean that you're blowing up your account. It doesn't mean that you're even losing money. But in the spirit of, hey, let's make our time as efficient as possible, you know what? Sometimes just little tweaks can help make the strategy that much more profitable relative to the time that you actually, spend doing it. So just something to keep in mind. Truly ask yourself, how much time on average. I suppose you could if you're like super, super in depth, but you could like hit the stopwatch and then time it out and like figure out exactly the amount, but just ballpark it. Like on average, how much time are you like staring at your computer every day? Add that up over a month. How much did you make? And then, do the math. The math is not difficult. Now, if you're literally brand new, I'm not saying you should be making money right from the start. And well, I'm actually losing money. Well, again, that you're a beginner, but I'm just saying as you grow as a trader, just realize that this time, this evil little voice that'll show up, Clay, you only have 30 minutes. It turns you into a moron. And it happened to me again. And so far, so good. We'll go back to, let me bring that up real quick. There we go. Let's go to October here, which is only, again, as of the recording, daily or monthly. There's October. So far, so good in October. In fact, if you on the channel, this day right here was a fantastic day, actually. And I say that not because of the amount, but if you watch that day, you'll see that I made a trade. It was a beautiful setup. It actually went in my favor a little bit, but I behaved exactly like I should. And it ultimately, it did cost me money on the trade. But again, I didn't let anything spin out of control because, Clay, you only have 30 minutes. Nope, nothing like that. It worked out, and like I said, I was able to fight back, have a decent sized day. But again, the math. What am I averaging right now? In fact, if you watch the video from Friday and what I'm referring to here, and that day I was done in 20 minutes. So that's already a little bit below average, and I'm pretty sure that was right around even though it was a few days ago. I don't remember, but it was definitely right around that 30-minute mark. So I mean, right now I have an hour in. Right, if I'm 30 minutes here. 30 minutes here, and I've made $400. I mean, that's $400 per hour right now that I'm averaging. Think about that. That's crazy. Like $400 an hour? Is that worth your time? If it's not, I commend you. Let's talk, because what are you doing in life? Like, I want to learn from you. That's fantastic. But for me, $400 so far for about an hour of my time working from home, pressing buttons in my pajamas, I'm happy with that. And I need to remember that going forward, that Clay, I get it. You are building a new strategy. The new strategy is all about the time component here. So just keep that focused. And I am totally talking to myself right now, but I do plan on watching this video again just to remind myself for any of those mornings or days where I hear the, Clay, you only have 30 minutes. Let's go. We got to get those numbers up. What are you talking about, voice? When I screw up, I'm at $190 per hour. So, I mean, why would I do that? So yes, that was me talking to myself, but you know what? Maybe you need to have the same conversation with yourself. Now, if you've never traded before, you probably think I'm a crazy person. You probably think all traders are crazy. But like, what do you mean talking to yourself? What do you mean voices? All I can really say is it's hard to explain until you put your real money on the line. And then you meet a lot of voices that exist in your head. So hopefully this helps. And I don't know, if you have any mind tricks or anything like that, please leave those down in the comment section below. I will never proclaim to have everything figured out. I'd like to think I have quite a bit figured out, but to say everything, hey, no, maybe something can learn. To be fully fair, I mean, as I said, this all literally started from me listening to comments and me saying, all right, well, I'll show you that you can, do just one entry point. And now it's morphed into me freeing up just so much more of my time, almost an hour per day. So that's an extra 5 hours per week. That's an extra 20 hours per month. I mean, and the numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. So, I mean, I do appreciate the feedback. So yeah, leave that down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I don't know. Was this too self-indulgent? I don't know. Like, it very well could be. But if you do enjoy videos like this, then a very time-efficient way to communicate that to me, just hit that like button. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. A lot of these days, I mentioned already with this day, was recorded. So I do record a lot of my days, and I'll release them. So there's a playlist about all my live trading. So you can go check that out too. But a lot of other variety of videos on the channel. But the point here being, if you like what you see from across the channel, I really would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for hearing me, listening to me talk out loud about my personal struggle, my little kind of mind trick, and my little solution to this problem. And if it can help you out, awesome. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.